it's not ours. Oriental Group of Institutes for the students who aspire to be a part of the software industry. This session is a part of Placement Mentorship Program inspired from the Placement Cell OGI. Today, our speakers will be guiding students on several career opportunities in the software company. For this session, we have Dr. Manish Filore, sir, Director, Placement Department, and Professor Ajay Srivastava, sir, Placement Head. We also have Professor Kuldeep Kumar Mishra, sir, Training Head amongst us. I would now like to introduce our speakers, Anish Pandey, sir, and Pranjal Agarwal, sir. They both are placed in software companies through college placements. In this session, and also motivate us with their success stories. Before we start, I would like to let students know that you can ask your questions by posting them in the chat box. We will ask your questions from our speakers one by one. With this, I request our first speaker, Anish sir, who has been placed in TCS, to share his journey with the students. Anish sir, can you hear me?
Yeah, hello. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Good evening, sir. And good evening, guys. I am Anish Kumar Pandey. I am from Electronics and Communication Engineering branch, and I am placed in TCS Ninja. So today, I am basically going to share with you 3 points. First point is what is the basic selection procedure of all the IT companies. Second thing, what was my preparation strategy when I was preparing for my placements. And third thing, I will share with you about the interview experience of mine in TCS Ninja. So whenever it comes to a selection of IT company, the selection procedure is very much simple, and they follow basically 2 rounds. First is the written round, in which they ask quant, logical, verbal reasonings, English, and coding section. After the written part is over, you go through a set of interview rounds, that is PR, HR, and MR round. Various companies have various selection procedures. Some take MR rounds, some may not take the MR rounds, and the overall there are 3 rounds in the interview procedure. Now coming to the preparation strategy of mine during my placements. Basically, whenever you think of a non-IT background, then you have always a dilemma that what to prepare, from where to prepare, and what are the things you should start with to prepare for the placements. So in my condition also, I faced the same thing. So I discussed with my friends and seniors, and along with the faculty members also of the placement team, that what should I do. Then accordingly I reached to a situation that I should start a single thing. That is basically, since I am preparing for an IT company, you should know a coding part. Basically, the coding part means any language, that is C, C++, Java, Python, Perl, Ruby, any language in which you are interested in. Because any particular language you know, that will help you very much in your interview rounds. So since I was from a non-IT background, so I didn't got much time at the starter phase, because I have to also study my 4 subjects also. So I started my coding part in my 4th semester, and I took YouTube videos as a help, and I also attended class of Saurabh Sukla for the coding part. That is, I basically studied C and C++, and by the mid of 5th semester, I completed that. Then from wherever you study, it doesn't matter what you study and where you study. The only thing that matters is your practice also. So whatever you practice matters a lot. Either you study C++, Java, or anything, the practice matters a lot. So I took help of means online platforms for this. That is HackerRank and Geek4Geeks, and also I took help of Face Prep and Prep Insta. They basically provide you the set of questions which were asked in the TCS NQT exams in the previous year. But before that, you should logic basically means whatever. Like if you are talking about prime numbers, you should know the logic of how to write a program for the prime numbers. So prime numbers, Armstrong number, series programs. These are the basic questions which you are asked in the means these types of means any multinational company for which you are appearing. They ask very basic questions like prime number mixed with the Armstrong number or strong number, or you can say that means HCF LCM programs, star pattern or series pattern. These programs are basically asked. They may also ask means program on the real life examples, like for example, sorting programs that a few persons are standing in a queue. They have to take a ticket, and you should sort the persons according to their height, and accordingly get the result. So these are the basic programs which are asked in the means written part. Then comes the basic thing. Then comes what is apart from C++. Is OOPS concept. OOPS concept are basically very much important when you are solving any real life examples. So I also study DS, that is data structure. I didn't gone very deep through that because since being from a non-IT background, you don't get much time to study all the means C++, Java, only one language, C++, or either Java or Python. So in C++, I studied stack, queue, list, linked list, means basic examples only, basic program and basic examples. These are only asked in the interview part, and these are very helpful. So that was my preparation strategy for the means written part. One more thing I would like to add in the written part, that is quant section. Some everyone fear about quant section, that quant section is hard or something like that. But for TCS NQT, I would like to tell you that uh, if you focus on the basics of quant section, then you won't face much problem. Means basic, you can search for the means what we can say that what are the things which are asked in the TCS exam or Wipro exam, or you should prepare for the general, means you should prepare generally, not aiming at particular IT company. Okay, so that would basically help you out. So that was my preparation strategy in the sense of means written part. Now coming to my interview experience. My interview experience was actually very nice. It was a video conferencing interview on Skype. Initially, I was very much nervous since it was my first interview, so I was nervous over that time. But every interview, but you think any interview as a first interview, you should give your best at that time. And if you give your best at any interview, then you will surely succeed, according to me. So in my interview, there were three panelists, and the first one was TR, second one was HR, and third one was MR. And they consecutively simultaneously asked me questions on various topics. So let me tell you about some of the
Anish,
questions so that you can. Yes, sir.
sorry for the interruption. These are your
Yes, sir.
juniors, and I don't know whether all of them would be knowing the full form of TR, HR,
Yes,
MR.
sir.
So please talk to them like you're talking to your students, and they also won't mind because they are talking to you because they want to gain something. Yeah, please go
Okay.
ahead. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Yeah. Okay. So coming to the three rounds, that is TR. Basically, TR is a technical round. In technical round, you are asked about what are the technical subjects you have studied on, or since you are applying for an IT company, they will surely ask ask with you the questions about the subjects of the IT company, like C, C++, or Java, or something like that. And HR is the human resource. That is, they will basically ask about the means situations. They will basically focus on what is your strength, what is your weakness, what is your team playing ability, and these were the questions which were asked about the HR personnel. And third is the MR, that is managerial round. Managerial round is basically they give you certain conditions on like they will ask that you are given a project, and your friend is also working in that project, and he is not means so much strong in that subject, so that he could help you out. So what will you do in that condition? Will you tell him to attend classes for that, or will you just ignore that thing? So these are the situation based questions are asked by the managerial round. So in my case, the TR was actually technical round. In technical round, there was a ma'am. She asked me about simple questions. Since I studied C and C++, so she asked me about C, that whether C is a platform independent or dependent language, or what are the memory allocations taken by the means basic int, float, or something like that. They asked me about the definition of pointers, where to use the pointers. They also asked me about what is structures, what is means looping. They also asked me about the keywords like break, continue, and these are the types of questions you are basically asked about. And then she handed over. And one more thing I forgot to tell you about, that in TR round, the TR will basically first question the TR will ask you, tell me about yourself. And according to me, this question is very much important, because this is the only question in the interview which you know completely, and all the other questions they will ask you may know or may not know, but this is the question you would be knowing, so you should prepare for that. There might be the situation that TR may not ask you that what is tell me about yourself. She may start with because with some of my friends this happened, that they generally ask what is the tell me which languages you study, what were the trainings you attended. They directly jump down to that part. But in many with many of my friends, there was a situation that they asked them, tell me about yourself. So this question is very much important, and this is a technical part actually, because the TR personnel will ask you this question. Second comes the MR round. Then she handed over me to the MR round, that is managerial round. Managerial round was very much simple. He didn't ask me the questions like means situation based question. He only asked me about the project and the trainings I attended. So, since my project was smart irrigation based system, being from an EC background, so it was my project. So he asked me to elaborate that project. He asked me that what are the drawbacks, how will you eliminate that drawback of your project. These are the basic questions which were asked me. Then it was the training part. Since I did my training at ADM Railways in that irrigation, so they asked me basic questions of telecommunication, that what were the equipments which were used, what were the frequency they were using on. So this was means you can't just say that since they are from the IT company, so they will ask only about the IT related questions, because there is a laptop in which they can Google search and ask about any type of questions. Okay. And then comes the these are the basic questions. Then he asked me about subject of interest. My subject is for the EC for the people who are of EC background here. Since my subject of interest was means they will understand this better. So that is why I'm telling you that my subject of interest was basically DCS, and third was CMC. That DCS means digital circuit and system, and CMC means cellular mobile communication. So one question was from each, that in DCS they asked me to draw the means JK flip flop. I haven't expected that they would ask me to draw about JK flip flop. So, but it was easy to draw. So I recalled and I drawn. They told me to draw on a paper and show it to them. So I drawn on a paper and shown to them. Next question they asked me about in cellular mobile communication, that why the cell structure of mobile communication we use is hexagonal in shape. Why not circular? Why not rectangular? Why not cubical? Why only hexagonal? So this was the question, two questions which were asked. So I answered it, and then he handed over me to the HR. HR personnel was very much kind and polite. So means he was very much professional. We can't say he's kind and polite. He was very much professional. You can. He firstly asked me that how are you feeling sitting here at the interview. So this was the first question which he asked to me, and he also asked me that is it your first interview or have you given any interview before. Now coming to the HR questions, he asked what is your strength, and why it is your strength. I told him that sir, my strength is team playing ability. So he told me that how you can say that it is your strength. Explain with an example. Then he told me about. Then he asked me about what are the means. Uh, then he asked me about yeah, what are the biggest achievements in my life. What were the biggest achievements in my life? Mention any two, and why you choose that to be the biggest achievement. This was the question. Third question was about, it was very simple, means just an means HR questions like do you want to relocate, if you would be relocated, are you willing to means are you working to be in the night shifts, work in the night shifts or not, or do you have any questions, means three or four, five to six questions were asked. I don't remember all of the questions. So this was my interview, and after that my interview got over. So after this you can ask me any questions. If you have any queries, you can ask me about it.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, I would like to request students who have participate in KPIT in this book to tell students about his experience.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, thank you, sir, for giving me this opportunity. And one thing more, I am not a speaker, so pardon me if I stutter. Coming from a non-coding background, it was tough for me for aiming a software company. So from starting from my first year, I have started studying C language as basic. I have learned from book letter C, or I have watched some YouTube lectures also. So learning C was a bit tough for me as it was my first programming language. But as C was finished, it was easy for me to switch languages. So if you are not good at coding, then it is not difficult for you to start. Anytime you can start and you can get better in coding. So if you are from a CSIT background and aiming for a software company, then one thing you should know that you should know coding. If you are expecting to get placed in a software company and you are not good at not good, or you don't know coding, then it will be very tough. I will not say it is impossible. It can be your luck, but you should know coding. Whether you are from EC branch or EC, EX or mechanical, you should know a little bit about everything. You should know how a software company, if a software company is working on technology, then you should know about it, all technologies. Like if you know basic of cloud computing, you should know what is cloud computing. Not deep knowledge, but you should know basic. So I have learned C, Python, and C++ in my career. I have also learned data structure as I am from as I am from CS. So data structure is also very important. So I have prepared all these things and I have practiced on HackerRank and HackerEarth. So for coding purpose, basically, you can try HackerEarth or HackerRank. It will give you a foundation where you can find various type of questions which can help you for preparing better for your interviews, and you can further switch to Code Forces, Code Chef. That will give you better opportunity, better questions. You will be better prepared for your interviews and your written examinations. Now talking about particularly companies for preparing for a job. So first of all, you have to create a resume. Resume is a vital part for your job. While writing resume, you must think one thing, that you are writing it honestly. Everything you are writing on that paper will decide your future. It will be the only document that will represent you in front of interviewer, because it will say what you know and what you are. It will define everything. So one thing you must know, that you are writing a resume that you should do it honestly. Don't write 10 languages, 20 projects, 20 more technology that are not going to help. That are just useless. Just go with your strengths. If you are mentioning four languages or two languages, then make sure that you are perfect, 100% perfect in those two languages. Don't try to gain the quantity. Go for quality. Quality is must, and you must know that a interviewer is the person who has taken interview of thousands of students. You are not only the one, so he will know that you know that technology or not. Doing certification is great, and doing projects is also great. Projects play a vital role in interview and job selections. So while choosing a minor projects or major projects, you should be very clear what you are choosing and what field you are going through. For a third year student, there is a minor project. For minor, while selecting minor project, you must think what technology you are going to implement in that project, and that technology you should learn from bottom to top, because while interviewing, a interviewer will definitely ask question about your minor project, and he will ask a small code also. How did you connect your front end with the back end? Which technology you have used? If you are making a group project, you have worked on front end work and you have not worked on back end, then it is not your responsibility. It is your responsibility to learn back end while you are going in interview. Interviewer will ask you, tell me about backend. You cannot answer that, sir, I have worked on front end, I don't know about backend. So you should also know about the backend. So while preparing for example, for TCS, while I was preparing, so I have consulted my seniors also and placement cell also. So I just start preparing for written from two websites. You can go also, Prepinsta and FacePrep. These are the two websites which provide you with question papers that will come in TCS. You can go for Wipro also. You can select these two sites. From there you can work. As Anish has also told you how you can prepare for your written examination. I would like to tell you some opportunities apart from campus placement. The website like HackerRank and HackerEarth and Geeks for Geeks organize regular examinations, competitive examinations, which are source for companies. The companies like big companies, for example, One Blank is one of the big company which hire from HackerEarth. HackerEarth give you a platform give company a platform to hire students, and students also give their exams and join a company. One of our seniors was placed in a company with a package of 17 lakh. He was through a online platform. So don't only depend on your college. Just try to wander on many competitive websites. There you will find various competitions are going on, various certifications are going on. Complete that, achieve that. It will give you opportunity that will help you for getting placed in various big company. For example, I was placed in KPIT Sparkle. So for KPIT Sparkle, I can share my experience as there is a competition every year. KPIT Technologies conduct a competition known as KPIT Sparkle, in which you have to submit your idea. So I have submitted one of my idea in that competition. So in that competition, once your idea is selected, then you have to submit the prototype. It is not mandatory you submit a prototype or not, but you will get, after your idea is selected, you will definitely get an interview call. So in interview, they will basically ask what according to your resume, what you have written on a resume. They will ask, and once you are confident enough to crack the interview, you are placed in KPIT. So be confident and don't write lies in your resume. These are the two points that I will focus, that be confident and don't lie on your resume. By these two things, you can easily crack any interview. Just and one more thing, you should also focus on your communication skills. The communication skills also play a vital role in your job interviews. So try to give mock interviews as frequent as you can, because mock interview are the best source to boost your more confidence. As you may feel demotivated before your interview, that how will I perform, or how can I be able to crack that interview. So just go for a mock interview. As college is conducting various mock interviews, you can attempt those mock interviews. So go for it, because that will only boost your morale, as you will be free to answer that questions as you are going for. And as Anish has also told you about all the three rounds: technical round, managerial round, and human resource round. So in my as I has cleared my digital written and I was placed in Teacher Ninja. So in my interview there was a technical round of 40 minutes. There was no human resource round or managerial round. So it can be possible that you can only get chance to for any one round, or you can go through all the three rounds. So don't get panic, go with the flow. What the question are they asking? Just give answer confidently. That's all. If someone have any questions, then you can ask.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, this session is open for students to ask their questions in the chat box. My first question is from Pranjal, sir. So, since you projects, so I'd like to ask how many projects, according to you, are sufficient, and what type of project would you suggest for a candidate to work on?
For a CSIT background student, I would say for a CSIT, 2 projects is enough. You can go for 2 projects. And if you have 1 project, then don't hesitate. It is also enough. Number of projects is to show your experience in that particular technology. If you have time, then go for 2 projects, minimum 2 projects. That will be enough. A project in basic language, for example, in Python, C, C++, and one in modern technology like IoT, cloud computing, web development, ML, AI, anything you can prefer for that.
तो उनका इनविटेशन ये आया कि कल उनके पैनल में मैं भी रहूँ, आपकी अगर परमिशन हो तो मैं कर लूँ.
Thank you, sir. Anisha, would you like to add something to the project's question? So your mic is off. Your mic is off. Please unmute yourself.
Oh, sorry. No, sorry for that. Coming to the projects, since I am from non-IT background, so you can prepare for any type of project which is related to your core subjects. Like since in my case, I worked and you can link it to the IT resources also. For example, my project was smart irrigation based system along with the IoT system. So in this case, you covered the 2 topics with a single motto. Means your project is also done, and you have covered the IT part along with your core part. And one more thing I would like to tell you, that since IoT is a emerging topic, so you should know a little bit about the Internet of Things. IoT is basically Internet of Things. So you should know about Internet of Things, how you are connecting, how you are using Internet of Things into your project. And since Pranjal told you that means working on more than 2, 3, 4 or more than that 4 or 5 projects is not going to help you all. If you are working on a single project also or 2 projects also, and you are knowing in detail about that, then these things are going to help in that interview. Honesty is the best policy you have heard about that, and this is going to help you everywhere, in the projects also, in certification part also. If you are doing certifications, like you are doing a certification from Oracle, or you are doing certification from anywhere, from an leading any type of like you are doing a certification on machine learning, so you should know about that. Not just simply gaining a certificate will going to help you. This is the thing I will like to add on.
What do you think?
Sir,
So
Yeah.
from non-IT background, is it important for that person to do competitive programming, or will it be fine for him to not do competitive programming?
For competitive programming means if you are from a non-IT background. Yeah, hello.
Yes, sir, from a non-IT background.
Basically, the thing is that what is the company you are aiming for? Okay, if you are aiming for digital, okay, then you have to go for means competitive programming. You should know the detail about any language like C, C++, data structures, Java, because Java is the thing that will help you in the digitals or in the competitive programming, or any OOPS language will help you in a competitive programming. If you are aiming for any company like TCS Ninja, Wipro, or you can say that Infosys, any basic company which in which the package is about 3.3 to 4 lakhs around, then there are very less companies which will ask you about competitive program. If you are focusing on basics, then you are going to clear the means written part or interview part. And in detail, Pranjal, since Pranjal is from CS background, so he will tell you more detail about the competitive program.
Pranjal sir, would you like to add something on competitive programming and how to improve one's competitive programming?
Yeah, one can improve his or her competitive programming by practicing on online platform. Like you can work on Hacker Earth, or you can, for more better question, you can go for Code Forces or CodeShare. So by practicing, you can get better hands in your in competitive programming. One should know basic of data structure and one programming language. It will be sufficient, and go for the platforms.
My next question from you is, what are the set of skills that you think are required to crack interview in software company?
So for a set of skills for a for a IT background student, so you should know at least from a CS IT background student, you at least need to learn at least 2 programming languages. That is the basic. It is the minimum thing you should know. 2 programming languages, and you must know one modern technology, that is IoTs, cloud computing, ML, AI, IT. Software industry is so big that you have posts for each and every technology. So you can go for anyone you feel comfortable with, and you can learn anything you want. So minimum you should know 2 languages, one technology, and have at least one project. That would be enough, and you must know have good aptitude and reasoning, as you have to clear written examination before any interview. So one should focus on his aptitude and reasoning to clear interview or to clear written part. And for interview, you should at least know 2 languages, one project, and one modern technology. It is the minimum. Better you can learn maximum also. That's all.
One of our students is asking, Amardeep, how to prepare for the first round of TCS.
So for TCS, particularly for TCS, I and Anish have already mentioned, you can go for 2 websites, faceprep.com and prepinsta.com. They can provide you sufficient amount of questions on previous year TCS questions, like TCS Ninja questions, teacher digital question. You can practice on those questions. You can work on your aptitude and reasoning part, as you have to give aptitude and reasoning in that test also. So go all type of questions, aptitude, reasoning, programming, and MCQ, coding MCQs. All type of questions are available on the 2 website. You can go for that, and you can easily crack thesis written.
You can also visit careerright.com on YouTube for your quant and reasoning ability, because they also provide a good resource of quant and reasoning.
The next question from you is, what are the different certifications and trainings that you would recommend?
Certifications and trainings. If you are I'm talking overall that being from an IT background or non-IT background, trainings. One training you should do in your core branch. That is, since I did my training at Indian Railways, so one training from your core branch, and next one from any IT means leading IT technologies like IoT or machine learning. If you are doing two training or in any technologies, then it is sufficient according to me. And if you like to do more than that, then also you can learn as much as you can. But learning too is sufficient for TCS. And coming to the certification part, certifications also, I will tell you to do at least one about your core and one about the IT. Because the thing is that if you are sitting in an interview, then I know that you are applying for an IT company, but the interviewer will first ask you about that what are the trainings you have attended in your means EC related to your electronics and communication. Then they will switch on to your IT, because since you are studying for 4 years in an for EC branch. So this thing I will like to. That's all.
Pranjal sir, would you like to add something to this question?
Yeah, according to me, training is important. You can go for training and internship. Internship will be more good as compared to training, as you are going to work practically on some projects. So internship will be more preferred over training, but you can go for both. Regarding certifications, yeah, there is something called, some people fear that they don't have certification, so they are not going to be selected in any firm or software based company. So it is wrong. If you don't have certification, don't feel bad. It is not important that you should invest your money in a certification. If you are unable to pay for certification, then it is not a problem. If you are well enough in that particular technology, then it is good. You are going to give interviewer his answers. Interviewer is not going to ask for a certificate in interview. If you are certified, you have written it on your resume, then it will put impact for you. But if you are not certified, then it is not necessary for you to take tension as I am not certified. I will be not selected for the job or for the post. So if you are well enough and trained in particular technology and you know well, then it is not compulsory for certification. But if you take certification, then it is good. You can get an Oracle certification of Java that create a huge impact, and it will get you selected in TCS Digital, because TCS Digital demand is Java. As you are Oracle certified, then you are very good in Java. So certification play a major role in your job, but don't feel bad if you don't have one. That's all.
I would like to ask one question from Ikeshwar, one of the students. He's asking that can a person only crack product-based companies only based on the competitive programming without any certifications or anything?
Yeah, sure. As I have already told, that certification is play major role, but doesn't. It is not important. By competitive programming, you can crack product-based company. As you know, competitive programming, then you must know two languages, and you have knowledge of, you have created project. You are good in competitive programming, then you can definitely crack the product-based company. As Amazon, Google have various rounds of competitive programming. They basically focus on algorithms, data structures, how you implement data structure in your algorithms. They don't go for syntax. They basically want to know how you are able to build an algorithm, how your thinking is, how your rapidity is. Are you able to do multitasking? They will give you questions. As I was also preparing for that, I have gone through various lectures on YouTube also. So and I have asked my seniors also. So from that, I have known that in all that scenario, you must need to think reason. You must know that you must think and create an algorithm that must be an efficient algorithm. And by doing competitive programming, means good for competitive programming, then you can able to create an algorithm, and that will be enough for a product-based company.
Thank you so much, sir. My next question is from Anisha. So, coming from non-IT background, it must have been difficult for you to manage with your core branch and preparing for a tech company. So, how did you manage your time and how did you prepare for it?
Yeah, I already mentioned about this thing that if you are from a non-IT background, then obviously you have to prepare for your core subjects also. So I think you should start the coding part in the early stage. That is in the fourth semester or fifth semester also you can start that, and complete by the end of fifth semester. Do revision in your entire sixth semester, since your sixth semester is over. By now also, if you haven't completed your C or C++, from now onwards also, if you are studying 2 to 3 hours on the daily basis, then you are going to crack means TCS Ninja, or if you are focusing for TCS Digital, then you have to increase your means studying hour. That is, you have to build logics for different types of programs, and you have to focus on quantitative ability also, because quantitative ability plays a major role. I would say this because one of my friend, Govind, he was selected in TCS Digital on the basis of his quantitative ability and reasoning ability. Means he was selected for the interview. He finally didn't means got selected after the interview round. Means he didn't got placed in TCS Digital, but he was selected in the for the interview round. In the interview round, they would ask for the means core subjects of means that is Java. They basically ask for the Java. They are focusing on Java only, Java, SQL, and front-end development courses. Means JavaScript, that is HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. They were also focusing on these. So quantitative means basically I wanted to tell you that quantitative ability plays a major role in any of the selection process. So devote 1 to 2 hour time on quantitative ability, and 1.5 hour or 2 hour time to coding. Then you are going to means from now onwards. And if you are preparing from early, then you no need to devote 4 hours on a daily basis for any campus interview. You would, if you are working for 2 hours, 1 hour coding and 1 hour quantability, then it is very much sufficient to crack any type of interview.
Thank you so much, sir. My next question is from Pranjal, sir. So, what are your expectations from the company, and how do you plan to improve your role as an employee?
So expectation for a company, basic as a fresher, I expect a company to give me a software developer role for which I was selected. So I get a project. By joining company, many of students have to face that they are put on bench or something like that. So I expect a company to give me a project that is a modern technology based project, in which I would be given a task from which I can learn many things. So by learning, by working in a project, I can develop my post from software developer or to project manager or a team lead. That's why by switching companies, you can also reach a higher goal. So for basically from a software company, you would expect that they should provide you a project that is based on modern technology and you can learn from that. Basically, learning is the main goal.
Thank you, sir. So, my next question from you is there are many different fields in the IT industry, like being in the data mining, being a web developer. How can one, learn from a student that what are they capable of doing?
Yeah, there are many various fields. If are for one person, if he started learning, if he should go through everything one. He should learn what, go to a YouTube video and learn what are these technology. If he feel interested, then he should go for a course on Coursera, EDX, or a Udemy. He can go for a course. And if after watching 2 to 3 lectures, if he is still interested, then he should pursue that particular technology and he should complete that and he should create one project. And after completing both the procedure, learning and creating a project. If he have done both things, then he is good enough for that technology, and he can go for that and apply for particular posts in software industry. Data mining is a modern technology and it is booming. The package of that technology is around 10 lakhs or above. Data mining, ML, AI, these are the demanding technology of modern world. So one should one should get basic knowledge and pursue that and create a project. After that, he can go for that post.
Thank you so much, sir. Now we have reached the end of the session. I'm really grateful to our placement cell for organizing such informative sessions. I would like to thank Dr. Manish Pilore sir, Professor Ajay Srivastava sir, Professor Kuldeep Kumar Mishra sir, and Hasleen Mishra sir for giving their precious time. I would also like to thank all our speakers, Anista and Pranjal sir, for guiding us and answering all our queries. I'm thankful to our audience for listening patiently and asking relevant questions. Thank you all. Now you can all leave the session.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Pranjal. Thanks, Anish.
Thanks, sir. Welcome,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you for being here.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir.
हो गया खत्म। अच्छा मतलब इन दोनों का काफी अच्छा कम्युनिकेशन रहा
और ये सिलेक्शन भी अच्छा था इनका,
हाँ
नॉन सीएस नॉन आईटी वाला जो सेगमेंट था।
यस कॉम्बिनेशन काफी अच्छा था और उन्होंने जो प्रोग्रामिंग कंपनीज के लिए जो कंटेंट बोला जो चीज जरूरी है वो सारी चीजें बोली हैं ये
और ये लीशा
जी सर।
जब क्वेश्चन पूछो
वॉइस
तब
क्वालिटी
जब तुम बात करो तब तो स्क्रीन पे होना चाहिए। जो पैसिव ऑडियंस है वो बिना वीडियो के चल जाता है, लेकिन यू आर दी
हाँ एंकर का तो कम से कम होना चाहिए। तो वॉइस भी क्लियर नहीं आ रही है।
कुछ कह रही है, क्या बोल रही हो?
मैं अगली बार बना लूँ।
हाँ हाँ
तो वो आज एक्चुअली नाइट से इसलिए
अच्छा
इलेक्ट्रिसिटी प्रॉब्लम।
ओके ओके ओके, अदरवाइज तो ऑन स्क्रीन रहती हूँ, राइट।
जी
और बाकी जनरल फीडबैक ऑडियंस का, ऑडियंस में अभी जितने लोग बचे हैं उनमें से बोलो कैसा लगा?
It was a very good session, sir.
अच्छा, कौशिक
पांडे कौशिक पांडे आ गए तो आज तो कहीं एंगेज थे। कौशिक
यस सर आ गए सर।
पूरा अटेंड किया लास्ट में ज्वाइन किया?
नहीं सर 15-20 मिनट्स बीत गए तो उसके बाद ज्वाइन किया।
अच्छा मैं ये कह रहा हूँ कि ये मैसेज बच्चों तक जानना चाहिए कि पार्टिसिपेशन लगातार कम हो रहा है, इसका मतलब ये माना जाए कि सब प्रिपेयर्ड है, सबको पूरी तैयारी है, जॉब के लिए कॉन्फिडेंट है, इसीलिए पार्टिसिपेट नहीं कर रहे हैं इस इवेंट में। क्या तो मैं पहले लिस्ट रिलीज करने जा रहा हूँ कि इतने बच्चे ऑलरेडी प्लेस्ड हैं, जो पार्टिसिपेट नहीं कर रहे इट मींस कि दे आर कॉन्फिडेंट। ठीक है, तो ये तुम लोगों का काम है, जो लोग पार्टिसिपेट कर रहे हैं उनको एनकरेज करना ही है कि रेगुलर पार्टिसिपेशन करें, और जो नॉन पार्टिसिपेशन में है उन लोगों से कम से कम उन तक मैसेज जाए कि आपका नॉन पार्टिसिपेशन ये हमें डायरेक्ट कर रहा है कि दे आर रेडी टू गेट जॉब, उनकी पूरी तैयारी है, वो पूरी तरह तैयार है, नौकरी के हाथ में रखी हुई है।
और सर एक बात और, अगर ये ऑडियंसेस को ये पसंद आया हो तो टीएनपी सेल ओरिएंटल फेसबुक पेज पे हमने इवेंट क्रिएट किया है, उसमें अपने कमेंट्स दें। कौशिक
यस ये चीज तो इनको बाय डिफॉल्ट करना चाहिए, सारे सेशंस अटेंड करना चाहिए। फिर लोग अटेंड भी करते हैं, फीडबैक नहीं देते हैं, क्योंकि फीडबैक तो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है इस तरह के सेशंस में, तभी हम और ज्यादा उसमें अच्छा इंप्रूवमेंट ला सकते हैं।
बिल्कुल।